When it comes to relations with the Muslim world, as well as Australia's place in our region, our strategic and economic security, well, there's no country more important than our northern neighbour, Indonesia. In Jakarta yesterday, Indonesia held the inauguration of its new president, Prabowo Subianto. And for some unfathomable reason, our Prime Minister did not attend. Australia was represented by the Deputy Prime Minister, Richard Marles. Indonesia is our biggest close neighbour, strategically located across our north, of course, and because of our differences, it's not an easy relationship, but it has almost limitless upside when it comes to economic engagement, security and regional cooperation. Indonesia happens to be the world's largest Muslim nation and a democracy to boot. We need to do all we can to encourage it along its moderate and democratic path to prosperity. And Anthony Albanese was missing in action. Instead of visiting Jakarta, the PM was campaigning in Perth. And in case anyone wants to suggest the royal visit was a problem, Albanese could easily have welcomed the royal visitors on Friday night, flown to Jakarta on Saturday, and been back in Canberra this morning, as indeed Richard Marles was, to welcome King Charles to Canberra. This was a wasted opportunity, not just for Albanese, but for Australia. He showed poor judgment, focusing on the wrong priorities, especially given that on Sunday night, while the ceremonies were wrapping up in Jakarta, our Prime Minister was on silly primetime television on the ABC.
This first guest tonight is a DJ who also spends his time running the country. In both cases, he sometimes gets harsh feedback from the speaker. Please welcome Anthony Albanese.
One of the downsides of my job is that you can do things and then they're taken completely out of context and end up in an ad. It's a risky enough proposition, me being here at all.
Yeah, pretty cringeworthy, wasn't it? Now, obviously, this appearance was pre-recorded, but the optics and the timing that ended up going to air were just appalling. From Indonesia's perspective, they'll see an Australian Prime Minister preoccupied with music and comedy and the British monarchy, rather than deeply engaged in East Asia and invested in the future of our important neighbour of Indonesia.